Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 157, podcast season number 4. Wow, podcast season number 4. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the great folks over at Weaver's Department Store. So drop by weaversdepartmentstore.com and you'll find all kinds of great things there. T-shirts, whatever you're looking for, drop by weaversdepartmentstore.com and you'll find it. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you. And I want to thank you all that have donated for your support. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Hello, everybody. This is Allan Newsome, your host for Two Chairs No Waiting, and it is great to have you here with me this episode. This is our first episode of the beginning. Well, it's the beginning of the fourth season, fourth year of doing Two Chairs No Waiting. Haven't missed a week yet. That doesn't mean I won't at some point, but I haven't missed a week. We're on, like I said, 157. 4 years. Some of you guys have been with me the whole time. Some of you have caught up or gone back and listened to the old episodes and caught up with us now. And some of you, maybe this might be your first time actually hearing the show. If it is, we're going to take a little trip down memory lane of the podcast itself. Not so much the Andy Griffith Show, but the podcast. So if you don't know what Two Chairs No Waiting is about, and if you don't know, what we do here, there's going to be going through a little bit of conversation about that because, we've had, I've done this for 3 years, and things have changed a little, but not as much as I thought as I went back and listened. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a little clip, and we're going to just go ahead and listen to this. A little clip from the first episode. This is the very first episode of Two Chairs No Waiting. So we're going to hear the theme music, and you're going to hear me talking. And at the time, I was on a pair of headphones with a mic that was connected to the headphones. That's how I did it. And you can actually hear me moving and talking and stuff like that. But, well, you can if you have earplugs or earbuds in. But if you're just listening on your computer, you're probably not going to hear much. But it was it's just fun to listen to. So let's hear this clip from Two Chairs No Waiting, episode number 1. We're going to hear it's about 3 minutes long, I think. So let's go ahead and hear it. Here it is. So there's our opening theme music. Hadn't changed a lot. I cleaned it up, made it sound a little better, but not a lot. Hello and welcome to Two Chairs No Waiting, episode 1. My name's Allan Newsome, and I want to thank the Mayberry Marching Band for their wonderful rendition of our theme song. Such excitement. I enjoyed that. Especially enjoyed Floyd and whoever it was Andy Gumping in the back there, but looked really good. This podcast is about the Andy Griffith Show and all things related to the Andy Griffith Show in Mayberry. For those that don't know me, my name is Allan Newsome. I'm the webmaster for Mayberry.com and several other Mayberry-related websites like the Andy Griffith Show Reon Watchers Club, which is tagsrwc.com, as well as weaversdepartmentstore.com. And this podcast is brought to you by weaversdepartmentstore.com. If you go to Weavers, you'll find games, you'll find DVDs of all the seasons of the Andy Griffith Show, as well. Listen to the excitement and energy in that guy's voice. Hopefully I have improved a little bit about that. A little less stiff, a little bit more just I talk to you guys and you enjoy it.
Go to the Weavers Department Store link, or just type in weaversdepartmentstore.com into your browser and it'll take you right there, because they are sponsoring this. And actually they don't really sponsor it, but I didn't have a sponsor and I thought I would say that they sponsored it. Sounded better. Anyway, for those that don't know how I got into some of this stuff, how I got into this Mayberry stuff, back in 1993, I decided I wanted to create a website. I wanted to learn how to do HTML. So I tried to think of, what did I want to do? What kind of a web page I wanted to do? A lot of people at the time were going out and making websites about themselves. I really didn't want to make a website about me. But I love the Andy Griffith Show. Really got into it when I was in college. Subscribed to the Bullet. got all the back issues. I really, really enjoyed it. So I decided, hey, I'll do a website about the Andy Griffith Show. And at the time, it was just hosted on AOL. It wasn't a domain or anything like that, like it is now. But that was back in '93, not that long after Yahoo started. We went on from there and became Mayberry.com later on, and it's grown into all the sites that you see. If you go to Mayberry.com, there's stuff linked off to it, off of there to all kinds of places. But that's enough about a little background on myself. I want to tell you about the podcast. The podcast is going to be made up of some interviews. I've done interviews with some of the cast members, as well as talk about the Andy Griffith Show and Mayberry in general. I don't want to make the podcast into just an interview type show, but I do want to have interviews as often as I can, and but not just cast members, but maybe with fans of the show and impersonators. We like to call them tribute artists, but they're impersonators by any name that you want to call them. Our name of our podcast, Two Chairs, No Waiting, comes from Floyd and his barbershop.
Wow, folks, that was from season 1, first episode of Two Chairs, No Waiting. And you can you could hear the excitement and just, wow, scared to death sounding voice there that I was projecting. And hopefully I have gotten a little bit better and been able to make things just a little bit more fun for you guys, and where it doesn't sound like I'm just, golly, scared to death to say anything. But, I was learning, and, I think you go back and listen to some old shows like that. Hopefully they're still pretty good. That's not terrible, and it did give you a good description. So if this is your first time here with us on Two Chairs, No Waiting, you will hopefully now know what the show's about. And you'll be able to go back, and there's 156 episodes you can go back and listen to and learn more about just what we've talked about. Wow, we have covered the gambit on this show. Going back, we've covered some episodes in general. We've had interviews. That particular episode number 1, the first 4 episodes are interviews with George Lindsay, Goober, off the Andy Griffith Show. You can go back and listen to those if you'd like to. They're there at twocairsnowaiting.com. You can go into the archives section, or you can go into the episode list, and you can find all the previous episodes. You can listen to them there. You can download them. There's all kinds of things you could do. Now, one of the things that did happen on that first episode, and happens from time to time, is we had Floyd leave us some comments. So I want you guys to hear is Floyd's first set of comments for Two Chairs, No Waiting.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hello there. How you doing? I've been listening to George there. I don't know him. Goober. I know who that is. Yeah. I don't know this other fella. But, Goober, he and I, he was a lot like me. Yeah, entrepreneur. Yeah. Started his own business. Had a business. Yeah. Bought it from Wally, but, he had to, sometimes he'd forget to order the gas. Yes, yeah. Not me, Yeah, there was that time I forgot to get the shaving cream. Yeah. But I never did like the shaving cream anyway. The kind that came out of the bottle or something. Yeah. I always like to mix it in a cup. Yeah. I just like the sound. It makes it clip. Yeah. I guess if you're not a barber, you might not understand. Yeah. Well, that's all I have for today, I guess, and we'll see you later. Hey, drop by the barber shop. We'll get you a drink. Every head's a walking testimony. Yeah. Bye.
Well, that was Floyd. Floyd, thank you so much for visiting our podcast off and on through the year. We have had Floyd's on here from time to time, and people complain because he's not on here enough. But he's on here kind of like Andy Rooney. He's not retired like Andy Rooney retired this past week. But he does drop by from time to time when he's got something important to tell us all, or a special occasion or something like that occurs. So I appreciate that. And I hope you guys aren't minding this too much. It's just kind of fun for me to go back, since this is the first episode of the 4th season, just kind of look and see where we've been and see what the show has done and what's happened on it. It's kind of fun for me, because we've done this episode. Well, before this episode, all the way up through 156, there has been 40 hours and 48 minutes of Two Chairs, No Waiting podcast, the Andy Griffith Show fan podcast. So that's a lot of me talking. And, so I wanted to just hear some of this. Now this, like I said, it's been a lot of me talking. Well, this is the opening of season number 2. This is after the end of the first year. So this is episode number 53, the first episode of the third year. And I just wanted you guys to hear this because this is I think it's funny. And, just wait and see what happens if y'all don't remember. So here we go. Same good music. The Mayberry Band, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello and welcome to Two Chairs No Waiting, your Mayberry podcast. This is episode number 53. And it's brought to you by Weaver's Department Store. You can visit weaversdepartmentstore.com. This is your host, Jan Newsome. Allan has not so much as let me even say boo on any of his podcasts. And like I said, this is episode 53. And I thought I would just kind of sneak in here and do a podcast for you guys. And I wanted to let you know about how much I've been enjoying the podcast and stuff. And it's been great to go back and listen to all the... What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing, Jan?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here at your desk looking at the stuff you've got on here.
So you're trying to take over the podcast now, the second year?
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Because you've let me talk on here so much. Why would I think about taking over your podcast?
I can't imagine.
Oh, come on.
Well, yeah, if you really want to do it, that's fine with me.
Well, I was just going to let the folks know about how much I've enjoyed the podcast. It's been great hearing all the interviews from all the fans of the show and the actors that were on the show and all the great friends that we've made through the years. And it's just been a lot of fun reminiscing about everything.
Yeah, it has. It really has. So you're going to stay with me the whole time, or are you just going to be here at the beginning?
I don't know. Let's play it by ear.
Okay. So that was the beginning of my second season. That's my lovely wife, Jan. And she complained that she had not gotten to be on the podcast the whole first year. So evidently, the entire first year, I never had her help co-host. Now, she's done that since then, just, off and on. And I've tried to get her to do it more often. And she says, no, just every once in a while might be fine. But no, I don't want to do it every week. I don't want to be tied down. So she's not here every week. But, she is here, but she's not on the show. And but she did a great job. That was fun. I think that was even her idea to do that. That was fun that she would start the show and I would come in and interrupt her like she had stolen it, which is, she stole it. Yeah, it's robbery is what it was, a robbery. But anyway, it was fun. Now, Floyd had a comment for our 1 year as well. So I know you guys like Floyd. So let's hear what Floyd said on our 1 year anniversary. So here's Floyd's comment. This was the beginning of the second season.
Hey, hello there. Hey, it's Floyd Lawson. Floyd's Barbershop. Yeah. Hey, congratulations on the 1 year. My episode was the most popular. Yeah. So, if I was the host, you'd probably have more listeners. But anyway, I got a story that, Ernest T. came in the barbershop the other day. Yeah, barbershop. Yeah, he came in. He said he had a new computer. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, the new computer. Yeah, he said he couldn't remember his password. So I said, well, why can't you remember it? He reached into his pocket and pulled out a piece of paper and said, this is my password. I have to keep it written down. So I looked at it. And on that piece of paper, he had written Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, Daisy, Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Goofy. Yeah. I said, well, no wonder you can't remember your password. Look how long it is. Why'd you pick such a long password? And Steve said, well, they told me it had to be 8 characters long. 8 characters. 8 characters. He meant that it's supposed to be letters or numbers, not Mickey Mouse characters. Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought it was funny. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations on the 1 year, and just ask me back anytime if you need me to host. Yeah. Bye.
That's fun. I wish I had all those just separate, all the Floyd comments. Those are great to me. Believe it or not, I do not remember. I don't remember what I say when I'm doing Floyd stuff like that. So it's really fun to me. Those were a couple of years ago. So it's kind of a couple of or 3 years on the first one. So it's kind of fun to hear. Now, Jan, as I said, she'd been on the podcast, and there's been some reports. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures from Mayberry days, but Jan, sadly, they say as longer you've been married, the more you begin to look like each other. Well, we talked about it last week a little bit, but Jan had dressed up like Floyd the Barber and came out with David Browning's wife, Patty, and opened the show. So there's some pictures out there on the internet. You could find them. I got some links that should be there. Or if you're watching the video podcast, you're seeing them. But, the longer we've been married, the more we start to look alike. That's the that's the fun thing. So, folks, hey, I just want to thank you again. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for doing all these things. Now, speaking of Mayberry days that Jan was Floyd at, we have a voicemail from Tom Sullivan. He wrote in, or called in, I should say, to tell us about his experience at Mayberry Day. So let's hear from Tom. So here you go, Tom.
Allan, or Floyd, whichever one. This is Tom from Lincoln, Illinois, the Penny Pinching Barney chapter. And I got to bring our former head goober of our club to Mayberry. He thoroughly had a good time, and so did we. And we just love Mayberry. The people are so wonderful. The tribute artists are just great. They're so friendly, and we just thoroughly enjoyed the whole experience. And this is our third visit. Also enjoyed seeing Jim Clark, and finally we got him in the parade. I know he don't like to expose himself. Not expose himself, but he's very shy, but I was glad to see him in the parade, and we just had a wonderful time, and looking forward to going there again. So thank you, Allan.
Well, Tom, hey, thank you for calling and sharing just some of what you saw. Hey, the tribute artists are wonderful. Now, I'm not talking about me or David Browning for that matter. We appreciate all the things we hear people, but I want to brag on some of our others. We got our goober. I'm not going to mention their names, but we got our goober impersonator. We got Mayor Pike impersonator. We've got Howard Sprague. We got Otis Campbell. We got Ernest T. At Mayberry Days. Briscoe Darlin, Mr. Swamp. He shows up at Mayberry Days and is in Colonel Tim's at a minimum. And I am sure we got Andalina, Charlene's daughter. She's been there. And this year it was really cool because they were on stage together. Maggie and Christy, they were on stage together, and that was really cool. That's Andalina. And gosh, I'm sure I am forgetting off the top of my head. Last year we had Warren. Wow, he did a great job. He wasn't there this year, so Floyd didn't have Warren to play off of because he's my nephew. He's my nephew. Yeah. But I tell you, all these impersonators, all these tribute artists, when you go to Mayberry Days, you're going to get to see them. Now, I want you to realize that most of them don't get anything for coming there. They're doing it because they love the Andy Griffith Show. They really love it. They enjoy being there. They do it just out of pure love for the fans and for the Mayberry experience itself. So next time you see them, thank them. Thank them for bringing a smile to your face and just all the joy that they give you from that. And I'm not talking about me, again, as Floyd. I'm not talking about me or David, but everybody else, because you guys are very kind to David and myself. I know you are, and I'm sure you are to them too, but I just want to really brag on them because they do a great job, and they really make Mayberry Days have a real Mayberry feeling. So, well, folks, hey, I want to thank you again for 3 years so far and going with me into my 4th year of podcasting here at Two Chairs No Waiting, the Andy Griffith Show fan podcast. It's a mouthful, but Two Chairs No Waiting. And I want to ask that you would write me at floyd@imayberry.com. You can call me at 888-684-8415 and leave messages and voicemails like Tom did, and tell me what you think about the show. What you think about the podcast and what you think about the Andy Griffith Show in general. I'd love to hear from you. If you got Mayberry stories, Mayberry Days stories, send them in. We'd love to hear from you. This podcast is about you. It's about just all the fun that we can have as fans of the Andy Griffith Show. And I just want to hear from you and share your love of Mayberry with everybody else, because I know that's what I love, is just hearing from folks and knowing how much we enjoy it. So, again, I want to thank you for being here and celebrating the start of the 4th year with me. And I hope you'll be able to stick it out and still find things to enjoy about the show. Because, the Mayberry band music, the chat room is saying, hadn't changed much, and it hasn't. But, we watch reruns every day, so how much better could it be? Well, folks, we'll see you guys next week on Two Chairs No Waiting. See y'all.